Hello there, welcome back. Welcome to Imagination Television. I'm Ambika Kulburgi. We had great fun at the 11th Imagination painting competition last Saturday at India International School. A big thank you to all the kids, their parents, Indra Kumar, and everyone else at India International School for making it an enjoyable afternoon. Our thanks to Mrs. Kumar and Mr. Wong of IIS for helping Vanita Venugopal and our producer, Bala Chandran, with the task of judging the winners. Results will be announced right here on Imagination this time next week. Today on Imagination, an episode of Random and Related by Aparna Ramaswamy, clips from the premiere of the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel in Backstage Bollywood, and in today's talk, Satish Korpe talks to Brian Moran, chairman of the Democratic Party of Virginia.
Welcome again. This is Aparna Ramaswamy. We were talking the previous episode on the concept of Indian dance, Indian music. Is it religious? And my opinion is that it's not. It can be practiced as a religious art, but art, of course, transcends religious boundaries. And I was discussing on how the practice of music and dance predates any attempt to write it. So what is our first access, our first resource that is available to us on anything that's written about Indian dancing or music? Of course, it's a text of Natya Shastram. It's attributed to Sage Bharata. It was written several hundreds of years ago. There is a lot of speculation on when he wrote it and who he was, and is the version we have accurate. Not getting into those details, but just looking at what has he written. Some things become very clear. Of course, Bharata has written the Natya Shastram as an observer. He was, like many of us, an audience member. He had the privilege of watching all kinds of dancing and music and plays that was available to him at that time. And he looked at all of that and he's tried to distill what were the common elements, what were the basic factors that's common to all of these dances and music and dramas that he's seeing, and thus emerged the Natya Shastram. So if Bharata Muni was not himself a dancer or a dramatist or a musician, we don't know if he was or he was not. The speculation is he was just a very well known and very knowledgeable sage. If we for a moment go with that assumption and we say here is an audience member trying to discuss and describe what is dance and what is music and lay the text to it, what was the music and dance that was practiced? He, of course, writes that music and dance and drama is all one integrated element of dramaturgy. How was dancing or music practiced in India at that time? The honest answer is we don't know, but there is some amount of speculation on it. If we say dance and music was practiced as art, it was a way to narrate to the audience, it was a way to entertain the audience, it was a way to engage the audience. Why? What was the purpose of doing all of this? We're told that the purpose of all kinds of dancing, music, drama, natyam is so that the audience members experience rasa, experience that feeling of, oh, they get that character. Why? What does it do for them? What does it do for me? As a dancer, what do I feel when I'm dancing? As an audience member, what do you feel when you're watching? Some of you who have watched a music or a dance performance may walk out and says, oh, that felt so good. I felt so good. What is that feeling of good? Is it, if I were to ask you out of context, explain to me what feeling good is. Some of you may feel like when I feel successful, when somebody validates me, when something good happens to me, I feel good. But that doesn't make sense when you look at it in the context of music and dance. Because when you have listened to a piece of music that you have loved, or you have sung with someone a music or a melody or a rhythm that you've just enjoyed, you've danced, you've watched some dancing or any kind of art, poetry, painting, and you say, oh, that felt so good. That's a different kind of good you're talking about. What is that feeling of, I feel good about? Please join us the next time for a continued exploration of this.